In this video, you will get to know about what is meant by database. So to know about database clearly, you need to know about these four terms: why, where, which, and how. Why, where, which, how. These are the four terms that clearly explains about database. These are the four terms that clearly defines database. So let's know about why database is required. So why database is required? So there are billions of people around the world is using the internet, and they are generating lots of amounts of data. So in the world, nearly 120 zettabytes of data is present in the entire world. 120 zettabytes of data is very huge, and nearly 0.3 zettabytes of data is being created every single day. So this is according to the 2024 reports. So a huge amount of data is being created every day, every minute, every second. So, and this data that has been generated by the people is completely unorganized, that is unstructured. So it's in the form of data. It's completely in the form of irrelevant, scattered. It completely can't be understood. It's completely unstructured, which no one can properly understand. So this amount of data that is being created every day, every second, that needs a place to be stored. It requires a place to be stored. And it has to be stored in a proper organized manner. It needs a place to be stored, and the data should be stored in organized manner. Requires a place. So to satisfy these two options, database came into existence. So that's the reason database is evolved. So that's the reason database is required. So this is why database is required. I hope you have understood why database is required. So next one is which. The term which language is used to handle database. So which language is used to handle or operate the database? So the answer is SQL. So SQL, the full form of SQL is structured query language. So SQL is the language that is used to handle or operate the database. By using SQL, we handle or operate the database with the use of SQL. SQL is a language that is used to handle or operate the database. So this SQL helps users to interact with database. This SQL helps user to interact with database. So user can perform operations like basic CRUD operations on data which is there in database. To perform operations like creation, updation, deletion, perform all kinds of operation on data in database. So SQL is a language that is used to interact with data in database. That's why we require SQL language. So I hope you have understood why database is required, which language is required. The third one is where database is located. So where the database is actually located. So yes, database requires a place to be stored. A database definitely requires a place. So database is actually stored, so generally in data centers, you can say in server rooms. So database generally is located inside the data centers or server rooms. So what is meant by data center? So data center is actually a physical location where in that location there are server rooms. So in server rooms we all know that there are huge amount of data storage devices that are present. In these storage devices, databases are stored, huge amount of data are stored, and there are network equipments like routers, switches. So actually data center, so where the database is located, you have to say that data centers and server rooms, inside the server database is created. So without having a server, database cannot be created. By having the server rooms, by running the server, database is created. Without having it, it's impossible, it's not possible for the database to create. That's the reason we require data centers or server rooms. Okay, so let me give an example for this. So there is a server room for a college called John Degree College. So for this college, John Degree College, there is a server room. So for this college there is a server room. Yeah, so in this server room there are multiple databases that is being created. The first database is computer science database, the second database is mechanical database, the third database is electronic database. So like that, in this college there is a server room. In that server room there are 3 databases that are located. So in each database has data with respect to the department. So relevant data will be stored in each database. CSE database only holds CSE staff and students records. So mechanical database holds only mechanical staff and students record. Electronic database only stores electronic staff and students records. So this is how server rooms creates multiple databases, and that database holds relevant data. So this is how data centers or databases and server rooms are created. This is how database is, where database is located. So we have completed why, where and which. The last thing is how. So how, the last one, fourth one is how. So how database is handled. So database is actually handled by using a software known as DBMS. So DBMS is known as database management system. So database management system is actually a system software which runs in the computer. Yeah, so this database management system, actually what it does is it provides a platform for the users. It provides a platform for the users to run SQL queries, like all kind of queries, commands like create query, update query, all kinds of queries. To run these SQL queries, we need a place to run. So that place is provided by this DBMS software. This is known as database management system. It's actually software to run these commands. That's why we require DBMS softwares. So there are lots of DBMS software that are present in the current world. So we use a relational database management system is the most used software, or DBMS. This is the most used software in database management system. So this is how, these are the four terms that clearly describes about the database. So why, where, which and how, this clearly defines what is a database. Now by combining all the terms, let's now create the definition for the database by using why. Let's create. So why database is required to store, right? So where it is located, it is located inside these server rooms. Which language it is used, SQL language. How it is managed, through DBMS. So let's create a definition for this actually. So database is a place where data is stored in an organized way. So database is a place where data is stored in an organized way inside the server data center room, and it is handled or operated using a language called SQL, and it is managed through a software known as DBMS. So this is how we need to define a database. So the terms why, where, which, how, when we combine all these terms, when we know about all these terms, we can clearly define a database.